Hello, good afternoon. This is Donna Leia Bendia again, and our topic for today is about performance evaluation for our industrial psychology class. All right, so you will see from here the sequences of the process of performance appraisal. The first one is to determine purpose of appraisal as needed. Second, we have to identify environmental and cultural limitations. And then we have to determine who must evaluate the performance of the employees. We're going to select the best appraisal methods to accomplish goals. Okay. And of course, it doesn't end there. We have to train the raters. Okay. Not only the one who must be evaluated, but also the raters annually. Okay. And we have to observe and document performance, okay, whether it's daily. This is to provide immediate feedback as needed. Then we have the evaluation of performance process. Of course, we need to communicate appraisal results to the employees and monitor the legality and fairness of appraisal processes. So we're going to discuss each of these processes one by one as I move on to the slides. Okay, for the step one, which is to determine the reason for evaluating employee performance. Okay, so we have what we call forced choice rating scale. So in this kind of method of performance evaluation, the supervisor will be given several behaviors, and they are going to force to choose which among the employees have the typical behavior that has been given or provided. Okay, so this one is excellent for determining compensation, but it is terrible for training purposes. Okay. We also have 360-degree feedback. All right. So this one is a kind of feedback wherein, as you can see from the picture, we can get feedback from direct reports, from the manager, from the peers, and from the customers. So that's why it is called 360 degrees because uh, it will get, okay, all the feedback, okay, all the evaluation coming from the people surrounding the one who is being evaluated. So this is an excellent source of improving employee performance, but it is not appropriate in determining salary increases. Okay, so what are the uses and goals for performance appraisal? Okay, so the first one, this is used to provide employee training and feedback. All right, as we are working, we also would like to know if we are doing well, okay, with our work, right? So this could be used to strengthen what are the good thing about your work, okay, and you have also need to recognize what are your weaknesses, okay. So under this we have performance appraisal review, which is being conducted semi-annually. Okay, so this is an excellent time wherein you can meet the employee, and then you can discuss their strengths and their weaknesses, and how are they going to improve those weaknesses. Okay? So performance appraisal is also used in determining salary increase. All right. So that's a good thing, and that's a good news for all the employees. It is also a basis for making promotion decision. Okay. By the way, in a promotion decision, we have to remember this principle. This is known as the Peter principle. Okay, so it's like let's say for example, I am the superior and I am going to promote a good employee. Okay, and there will be such time that they might reach their limitation. Okay, and they will reach this level in which they are not competent anymore. So in other words, Peter principle is the highest level of incompetence. Okay. Another thing is performance appraisal is also used for making termination decision. Okay, so in terminating an employee, there must be proper process, okay, to be followed. Not just because I don't like this employee anymore, I'm going to terminate him or her. So it's not like that. Okay. And another thing is this is also the result of this performance appraisal could also be used in conducting personal researches. Okay, for the second step, this is to identify environmental and cultural limitations, okay, and also determine who will evaluate performance. All right. So under this, we have what we call multiple source feedback. Okay, so what is multiple source feedback? It is a performance appraisal strategy in which an employee receives feedback from different sources, like for example, the clients, the subordinates, the peers, and other than just his or her supervisor. Okay, so the supervisor might be busy enough in handling different kinds of a scenario or different kinds of circumstances under his office or his department. Okay, so other people might also have this observation of how other employees are working. Okay, I mean their performance. So they can also provide feedback for the co-employees. Okay. And then we have 360-degree feedback again. So as I have told you earlier, so this is a feedback coming from all the people surrounding the employee in the industry. Okay, so this is a process through which feedback from an employee's subordinates, colleagues, and supervisor, as well as a self-evaluation by the employee themselves is being gathered. Okay, so self-evaluation is also good. Okay, because you will be able to assess yourself. Okay, it's like self-introspection. Okay, which do you think is has been done better and which are not? So it's a good thing that there is also a self-evaluation. Okay, so you will see from here a pie chart wherein you'll see the source of feedback. Okay, so who observes employee performance? As you can see, um, the greater percentage came from the peers. Okay, so peers or coworkers who are also working with us, and they are the one who can really see about your performance. Okay, this is followed by the subordinates. Okay, the subordinates are always looking up on you, and they are going to notice what you are doing. Okay, what kind of work performance are you doing? Okay, and then, of course, next is we have the employee. Okay, so other employees, not only the peers, but also from other departments or from other areas in your workplace. And then we have the supervisor. Of course, it's the role of the supervisor to look after the subordinates under him. Okay, so who are the performance evaluators? So we have supervisors. They are the most common type of performance appraisal. Okay, and this is the supervisor rating. Okay, next we have peers because they often see the actual behavior in the workplace. Of course, we have the subordinates. If the subordinate give feedback on their superior, this is known as an upward feedback because as you can see from the organizational structure, okay, the subordinates are under the superior, so that's why it's called upward feedback. Okay, and then, of course, we have the customers, which is done by filing complaints or complimenting a manager about one of her employees. I usually do this. Okay. Let's say, for example, in some restaurants that we go, and then if you are really happy with how the service has been done, and so you can compliment and those staff, okay, doing their job well. Okay, so this also could be done in the form of secret shoppers. Okay, so are you familiar with this? These are current customers who have been enlisted by a company to periodically evaluate the service that they receive. So, okay, so then we have self appraisal. So, this is self evaluation, wherein you allow the employee to evaluate her own behavior and performance.